What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Horror Gamer, and we are back. I know it's been a long time, and I know y'all missed Horror Haven LLC as much as your boy Horror Gamer and your homegirl Gabby Gore
Not
missed y'all.
possible.
Now, well,
No.
yeah, she says not possible, but, maybe. But it is good to be back, and man, we got a hell of an episode for you this week. Gabby, before we get into that, why don't you throw these people out where they can find us?
Well, you can find us on our favorite horror social media, slasher.tv, at Horror Haven LLC. You can find us on Instagram at Horror Haven LLC and on Twitter at Horror LLC. You can get in touch with us directly through Gmail at horrorhavenllc@gmail.com. And don't forget our Patreon, patreon.com/horrorhavenllc. We have many different tiers to choose from, all different types of budget-friendly things that you can choose from. But you really want to do that VIP tier at $15 a month. When you do that, you get your very own episode hosted by you, and we are your background. You get to choose the topic, you're in charge, and we follow your lead. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to sit back, with your homeboy Horror Gamer and your homegirl Gabby Gore and talk about your favorite movie?
I mean, I think we're a lot of fun.
I mean, I like to think so, but I hate to toot my own horn, but toot toot. I mean, just saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's a good time all around. I think it'd be a blast. So.
And I think we're pretty knowledgeable. I think that it would take a lot to stump us on anything.
Yes.
So if there is a movie out there that you absolutely love, that you feel like nobody else has any idea about it, join that VIP tier, have your episode, and we probably know it, and at least one of us will probably love it. Well, and we can talk about that with you.
Yeah, your love for it, our love for it, some people might love it, some people might hate it, but you know what? It's special to you, and that's what the VIP tier will do. It'll bring you something special
to us.
Exactly, you're special to us. So, with
speaking of special to us, can I just do a little personal shout out today?
Sure.
Happy birthday to my baby boy. He turned 4 today.
Happy birthday, little buddy. That's awesome. I hope y'all had fun. I hope he had the best birthday ever.
Oh, he did. He had a wonderful day. He crashed on the couch. He's done. I watched his little eyes just close. I thought he was blinking, and then he just never opened his eyes back up. He was exhausted.
That's how you know you have a good day, when you can lay on the couch, blink twice, and crash.
God, don't you miss those days? I would love to lay down on my couch, close my eyes, and then just wake up in the morning.
Yeah. I've done that a few times. Sometimes it's not as fun, though, when you wake up in the middle of the night and think you overslept your work alarm. I've done that.
Oh, that's the worst. Or you have the dream that you missed the bus, and you wake up and you're like, wait a second, I'm not in school anymore.
Those fucking things. Oh, man. I remember doing that so much. Like, back in the day, a little fun fact. Back in the day, your boy Horror Gamer worked as a third shift security guard years ago, okay? And one night, I fell asleep. I was watching a horror movie. And it was one of those horror movies where I've seen like 100 times. It was kind of like background noise to fall asleep to.
I love those.
Yes. And when I fell asleep, I didn't realize I fell asleep. It was one of the things where you thought you were awake, but you actually clonked.
That's my favorite way to fall asleep.
Yes. And that's some of the best sleep you get, because let me tell you something. I woke up. It was pitch black. I thought I was late for work. I mean, I got up, I showered, I got changed, everything, and drove.
Routine.
I actually went to work.
Oh my God.
I got to work. My my team members, my partners were sitting there, and they were laughing. They're like, "Dude, you know today's Sunday and you're off, right?" Joking. So yeah, your boy Hard Gamer showed up for work, and I didn't even have to work at night. So
Third shift messes you up. Special shout
it
out to
does.
any third shift workers out there
Yeah.
because you guys are doing God's work. I
Oh,
cannot. I worked third shift in the mental health unit of a maximum security women's prison. And they're so medicated that nothing happened. I mean, it was just, they were all unconscious the entire time. I hated third shift. God bless you guys.
yeah. And you know what? If you're ever bored on third shift,
You
go
could
check
listen to
out
Horror Haven
yeah,
LLC.
go check out Horror Haven LLC. But nah, like I said earlier, guys, we have a hell of an episode for these guys today. And it's a touchy one. It could be a touchy one for some. And that, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is
Horror remakes.
Horror remakes. Now, if done correctly, a horror remake can be a beautiful, beautiful thing where it takes everything that the original had, kicks it up a notch, and makes it just so much better. But in the same breath, if a horror remake is done wrong, boy, can it be a shit show and a half.
My general opinion on remakes of any genre, horror or otherwise, unnecessary.
Yeah, a lot of people.
It was a really good movie. Why are you redoing it? Let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Let us enjoy the real, like the original. Just stop it. There's nothing to improve on when a movie is amazing.
And I agree with you, Gabs. There are certain movies that have been talked about that they want to make a remake that I've literally just sat there and said what you exactly just said.
Listen, girl power all the way, but Ghostbusters remake.
Yeah, Snorefest. But they're talking about remaking The Crow.
No, I'm no.
No, don't touch that one. That's one that needs to be left alone because you know what? Brandon Lee died for that movie.
I mean, literally died.
Literally died to make that movie. And it was almost a perfect movie. Like little bits and pieces, but literally The Crow is like one of the best movies ever made. And not just like superhero wise, but I kind of throw it in that horror subgenre as dark superhero. You know what I mean?
I never knew that was a superhero movie until you told me.
Yeah, it was like a superhero comic, yeah. And
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's a good one. But yeah, they're talking about remaking that. I'm just like, now leave that alone. But like you said, in the same breath though, there have been some remakes that even though the original was really good, the remake was just as good, if not better.
I can look at my notes and there's two that I don't think that there's any debate that they are absolutely better than the remake or than the original.
Okay, I'm excited to see this. Now, are we going to hit those up right away, or do you have a couple more remakes that are kind of like honorable mention-ish?
I mean, so I always have my notes. I always come prepared. I lost my notes for this week. And
oh no.
I know. I had to redo them. So I don't remember. Also, I think that everybody should know that it's 11 o'clock on a Saturday night.
Woo!
We are both exhausted.
Yes.
To the point of delirious. And I've had a couple cocktails. So What?
Alcohol fueled. I love it.
I mean, it's the only thing that's keeping me awake right now, let's be honest.
Right.
I don't remember the order of my top, so I know which ones are my absolute favorites, but the rest of them, it's just, they're all my tops. I don't really have, I can't give a ranking.
Well, and that's okay, because Gabs, I remember you telling me you're not really a remake person anyway.
I am not.
Like, even before you just made that statement like 3 minutes ago, we've had
this conversation many times.
We've had this conversation numerous times, and I know you're not a remake girl.
No. I think that if something is so good that someone wants to remake it, leave it alone.
Yeah.
It's that good.
Yeah, and so for you to be able to come up with ones that you like, I'm actually in shock and kind of intrigued to hear what you're working with.
I mean, I'm excited to talk about them. I mean, the remakes that I do like, these are movies that I like so much that I can talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
And I can debate them with somebody who doesn't maybe like them as much as I do. I can hold my own in a debate, but yeah, for the most part, I'll say it again. Remakes are unnecessary. Be original. Who are you? Stop it.
Stop.
Stop.
That's funny.
Oh, but you know what? No, I'm not going to make an exception. Keep going.
No,
I was going to say an exception to the rule is Asian to American remakes, but there's too many garbage. Read the subtitles, people. Don't be lazy.
Yeah, that's true. But there are a couple.
There are a couple.
Asian to American.
I have 3.
Yeah, I have. I'm gonna have to say I have at least 2.
Okay. I'm wondering if ours are the same.
I think probably. I think they are. Do you want to hit on those that topic first?
Let's do, because I think that's the shortest list of here that we're going to have tonight. So, I'm going to give you my top 3. Do you want to do that? And then you tell me if I'm right or wrong?
Yep.
Okay. The Ring.
Yep.
I mean, come on.
Yep. Agreed.
The Grudge.
Absolutely.
Come on now. And Mirrors.
You know what? I never seen the Japanese version of Mirrors.
It was good.
Was it?
Yes. And I do have a soft spot for Kevin Bacon, but the American version, that scared the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that.
I definitely am going to go with you on the Grudge and the Ring remakes. Those were really good movies, and they're both really good, as in the Japanese version is very well done. Like, I mean, let's be honest, the Japanese version is the best. You know,
yeah, absolutely.
They're scarier. They have the concept of horror down pat, and just everything about the Ringu, and Ju-on or the Grudge is just on point. But
I mean, Ju-on.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Are
you kidding me?
Yeah, Ju-on is the juggernaut of the 2, in my opinion.
That was a hard watch.
It was very. And then, what's beautiful about Ju-on though? The guy who directed Ju-on is also the director of the Americanized remake.
Well, and that's why it's good.
Yeah, that's why.
And the one that came out a couple years ago was bullshit.
We'll touch on that one too.
Okay.
We'll touch on that one too. Trust me, I got a few things to say about that one. But the Ring US version remake, that was really well done, the first one. Then it kind of, how
they
movies
wanted to capitalize.
Yeah, and then when they bring it out and they turn it into a series, then we're getting a little rough. Like, even though Ring, I think it was like the third one, Rings, that one wasn't
came out recently.
Yeah,
that starts on an airplane, right?
Yeah, and I just, my favorite part about that is when she fucking comes out the cell phone at the end. I'm like, yo, let me find out. She's coming out fucking cell phone. Like, there's literally no fucking place you are safe when this bitch is coming out of a cell phone screen. Like, you're fucked, bro. You just,
Oh,
come on.
with that hair in her face. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, that was terrifying. But even though it was terrifying as she looks, still just something about the Grudge and something about Ju-on, man, that sound.
oh,
Oh, it's just the
oh.
sound. It just drives me nuts. Like,
I swear to you, if I ever heard that sound in my home,
hmm,
burning it to the ground.
yep,
Done. Fire.
nope, yep.
No, I'm disconnecting my alarms. ADT is not calling anybody.
Nope.
Nope.
That's just one of the most unnerving sounds. And for the director to be able to capture it in the Japanese version and then do the same thing in the American remake, it's amazing. Like, it's just, in my opinion, it's just as creepy. I know a lot of people don't like the the US remake of Ju-on, but it's a good remake. Like, it's good.
I have always had very long, thick hair,
Uh-huh.
and the hands in the hair. The sound, ugh. But the
It's the
hands
sound.
in the hair. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I think about that sometimes when I'm washing my hair because, like, when I wash my hair, I have to really, like, scrub my scalp because my hair is so thick.
Yeah.
And I think about, like, what if I was, like, scrubbing my scalp and a finger grabbed my finger?
Uh-huh.
Like, what would you do?
I would run out of the shower butt ass naked and run out the house screaming. That's what I
Sorry, neighbors.
do. I ruined your I ruined your eyesight for life, and I don't even care. I'm getting out
I'm
that
so pale. They would be like, I'm blind.
shit.
She's glowing.
I'd be soap and all, soapy as hell and all, fucking falling down the steps because I slipped. I don't even care. Nope. There's no there's no fucks given at that point. No
Yeah.
fucks given.
Oh,
I'm
both
getting the
were
fuck
just
out of
so
there.
effective.
Yeah, they were.
Effective movies. Yeah.
Such a yep, two very well done movies in Japanese form, and then even just as effective in the remakes. It's untouched. You know what I'm saying?
We
It's
could do an
untouched.
entire month on Asian
Oh my god,
K-horror.
easily,
Oh my
easily.
God. Oh my God.
There's so many
Korean,
good ones.
Mandarin. The Eye. I remember the first time I watched it. It said it was a Blockbuster. I rented it, and it said The Eye, and then in parentheses it said Mandarin.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "This is ridiculous and embarrassing." I was like, "What's a Mandarin eye?"
I have no
I didn't
idea.
realize that Mandarin was a language.
Yeah. I didn't know that was
American education system.
That's it.
Thumbs up. I had no idea. And so when I turned it on and I was like, wait, what? Like Mandarin, like Chinese? Oh my God. That was the first Asian horror movie I ever saw.
Really, the I in Chinese, huh?
I screamed so loud that the 90-year-old woman that lived at the other end of the hall in this apartment building that I lived in, she came to check on me. I don't know how she heard me, but it was one scene. Did you see it? The Eye, the original?
I may have years ago, before I was really big into horror.
When I think she's like writing something, like calligraphy or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the voice is like, what are you doing here? Or something like that. And she turns around and that fucking person like rushes at her.
Oh yeah, nope, done.
Yeah. I screamed so loud that the very, very, very old woman at the way other end of the building knocked on my door and she was like, are you okay, honey? And I was like, I'm scared.
I'm scared. Help. I'm scared. Oh shit. No, that's some funny shit.
But the American remake of that, garbage.
The one with Jessica Alba?
Ugh.
Yeah. And that's the thing, though. And that's like I said, if you do a remake right, you got the Grudge, you got the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
If you do a remake garbage, you got the Eye. You got, even though I will say it's a guilty pleasure of mine, you have One Missed Call.
Ew, you like that one?
Listen, it's one of those movies for me. It's a guilty pleasure.
It's good. It's good. I like Poltergeist 3, so I won't make fun.
It's there.
I won't touch.
It's just certain movies that are made that like you're not supposed to like them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can't help but like them, and that's how I feel about the One Missed Call remake. I know it's a terrible movie. I know it's garbage. I mean, it literally got like a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, it's a terrible movie.
Oh, it's so bad.
But for some reason, it's good. Now, would I prefer that over the Japanese? Hell no. The Japanese versions of One Missed Call are fucking terrifying.
Ugh.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
But this American remake is one of the ones I could just sit down and background noise it,
Yeah.
Put it on and
like movies like that we all need a collection of those.
Exactly. That's like with me. Another remake I like that a lot of people don't like, believe it or not, is the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Shut your mouth.
Yes, it's one of those movies I know I shouldn't like because, for one, it's not Robert Englund, and for two, it was just not that good of a movie. In my opinion, that movie was literally the career death of Jackie Earle Haley, because it seems like
a shame. It
seemed like everything before before Nightmare on Elm Street, he was getting all the big roles. I mean, he was Rorschach and The Watchmen. He was getting these good roles, and then he gets Freddy, and I thought he did an okay job as Freddy. I mean, like I said, is he Robert Englund? No. There's only one Robert Englund, and there's only one Freddy, really. But for what he had in the cast that surrounded him, I thought he did a good job. I thought he kind of killed the role. It's just that role ended up killing his career, I think, because now you barely hear from him. And if anything, he's not the star of a movie no more. He's more like an extra.
That Nightmare on Elm Street remake is on my worst.
Is it?
Yeah, because it tops the list of unnecessary.
It wasn't unnecessary. I agree with you there.
It was so. It was like, aren't they remaking The Exorcist?
Yeah, they're actually making it and remaking it into a trilogy, which scares me. But David Gordon Green is in charge of it, and I have hopes because I know you didn't care too much for the 2018 Halloween. I loved it. I thought it was a nice fresh take on it, and I thought it did what it was supposed to do.
Hey, by the way,
yes.
Speaking of Halloween 2018, I am going to rewatch it. But do you have Peacock?
Yes. And
Are we going to watch Halloween Kills?
I mean, yeah. Like, that's like saying, are you going to breathe air today?
I'm so excited for this.
Yes.
Our favorite Belgian, Nick, we have to figure out a way. I mean, yes. I have Peacock through my cable package, so I don't know if I even have like a sign-in for it. We have to figure out a way for him to watch that with us.
Well, see, I have Peacock through like the app, so I have the sign-in, and hopefully it works out that way.
Oh, good.
But yeah. So Halloween Kills definitely is a must. But yeah.
But anyway, back to what you were saying about Halloween 2018.
But yeah, so David Gordon Green, who directed Halloween 2018, is going to be doing this trilogy of Exorcist movies, and they're bringing back. See, but I don't know if it's a remake or a sequel, because they're bringing back the mom from the originals.
Get out of here.
That's what I'm saying. That's like with the whole, like with, our first episode of Horror Haven LLC when we were talking about Candyman. Is it a remake or a sequel? Because
Did
they're
you see
bringing
the
back.
Candyman?
I did, yes.
Do you like it?
Yes, I did.
Is it a reboot or a sequel?
Do you want me to tell you? Like,
yeah, because I'm just gonna wait for it to come out on, I don't know, HBO Max or Paramount or what. I mean, I have every streaming. Whatever it comes out on.
Okay, so they basically did a Halloween 2018 with this.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
So, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say is they pulled a Halloween 2018.
I think the reviews that I've read for the new Candyman are some of the most mixed, like very evenly divided.
Well, and the reason being for that is, I will say they do tackle the race issue big in this movie.
Well, good. They should have done it in the original.
Now, there is one part of the movie I didn't agree with.
Okay.
And all I'm saying is it depicts somebody laying down, injured, being shot by the police. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't agree with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't agree with it. But anyway, back to the remakes. So Candyman wasn't a remake. It was actually like a 2018 version of Halloween. So, but yeah, like I said, with A Nightmare on Elm Street, it was just one of the ones I know that you're not supposed to like, but I just couldn't help it.
So stupid. It had that boy in it.
Yeah.
What? Okay, while I'm talking, I'm going to Google this kid because I feel like he was in every early 2000s horror movie, and he had some face. I don't know his name. But his face, he just always looks stupid. And I hated him. Where is he? Okay, I'm on IMDb right now. Kyle Gallner, he played Quentin.
I don't remember.
Well, if you watch it again, look for Dumb Face and you'll know exactly who I'm talking about.
Fucking idiot.
His face is always just like slack and like, do you have thoughts? Like, what are you doing? Yeah. But he was in several other movies, and it's like he's memorable in the fact that he's so not memorable.
Oh shit.
So that's one thing that turns me off about that movie. But then just the fact that, like, why are you making Nightmare? Like, you're remaking. Yeah, I can't. I'm out. I can't.
Well, there's another remake I like too that I don't think you cared for.
Okay.
Are you ready for this? Because we've had a discussion on this.
I know. I think I know what you're going to say.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I enjoyed the 2007 remake of Halloween.
You're done. We're done.
The first one. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Now, with that being said, too, there were parts of the movie that were a little bit too much for me. Like when he escaped, the mental institution, they were raping that girl. Have to depict that. I think the original ending. I think that original escape scene that you saw in the theaters was actually better, to be honest, where he basically like hawks out and kills everybody.
Yeah.
The whole thing with Rob Zombie, like in the push the envelope of shit, like the whole his fucking family was backwoods, redneck, loud, obnoxious. Like, you know what you're getting with a Rob Zombie movie.
I mean, Rob Zombie, have you ever met anybody other than poor white trash?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on.
Literally every character That's what's worrying me. Also, he's doing
Are the
another.
monsters going to be poor white trash? Like, come on, Rob Zombie.
That's what I was just getting ready
How
to
many
say. On
times
that.
can you say pussy? I mean, good God, give me a break.
And obnoxious ways too. Like you emphasize it. Like, come on, dude. But other than like those certain little things, I liked like the whole first segment was meh to me. Like when he was a kid and shit, and he was in like
That's my biggest issue with that, though, is I don't need his backstory.
yeah, like it
Because
was cool to see it, but it didn't mean nothing. Like
the
is
biggest
whatever.
difference I think that you and I have in our tastes is that I'm a Halloween girl, and you love Halloween. I'm not taking that away from you.
Mm-hmm.
But you're a Friday the 13th guy.
Yes.
And one of the things that I love most about Michael Myers is like, why are you so mad?
No.
And Jason Voorhees, we know why you're mad. We get it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't need to know why Michael Myers is mad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he's just mad.
Yeah. It was
and listen, I'm a woman. I get it. Sometimes you're mad at nothing. Ask my husband. Okay. I'm not arguing that. But like, I don't need to know all of that. I actually liked in the original Halloween that Laurie Strode, she comes from a nice family, not a wealthy family, not a shitty family. She's just a normal girl from a normal family in a normal town.
Oh.
And this guy just decides that, like, I hate you and I want everybody around you and you to die.
Yep, pretty much. No fucks given. No.
Yeah. I don't need.
Just.
No. Rob Zombie, I love you. Rob Zombie, I love you. Forever. Fuck you and your Halloween. Sorry.
But then, like the actual scenes with like he's a grown up and he finds his mask and shit, I like that because it was almost shot for shot from the original, just a little more. What's the word I'm looking for? Raw? Is that the word I'm looking for? A little more added stuff.
Well, I mean, you in the original, we didn't actually see him find the mask.
No.
We just knew that he had because
he broke into that store.
I told Annie, he pulled up in the So, I mean, it is cool to see that part. I will give you that. It was cool to see that. I actually own that movie on DVD because, I mean, if nothing else, I feel like if you're a Halloween fan, it's important.
Yeah, it's a part of the series. That's like. Yeah. I even own the terrible Halloween 3 because it's a part of the Halloween series, unfortunately.
Oh, God, that movie.
Yeah. So, that's like with Leprechaun. Like, I own Leprechaun Origins, which is god fucking awful. It's dumpster fire.
I have a Leprechaun little multi-set, little multi-disc that you sent me.
For St. Patrick's Day.
Is Origins on that? I don't even know.
No, I don't know. But Origins is just god awful. It's one of the movies that are just like the WWE had to get their hands in the bullshit and put one of their wrestlers in the movie.
Oh, give me a break.
Yeah, it was one of them deals. It was fucking
I'm over it.
Fucking terrible. But Gabs, I've been sitting here throwing out some of my favorites. I can't be the only one that likes a couple. Come on, throw some out here.
Okay. I'm looking at my list. Do you know what I loved that a lot of people didn't? My Bloody Valentine.
Oh, that's actually like my third favorite of all time.
I love that one.
And we all know why.
Jensen Ackles.
Oh, Jensen Ackles. Jensen Ackles, if you ever hear...
Your voice even quivered.
Listen, Jensen, if you ever hear this podcast, bro, you are the man. Fucking Dean Winchester. Fucking...
God.
I wish I had, man. Jesus. Just... if I could ever meet that dude. He's like my hero. He is like my fucking hero, bro. fucking love that.
I saw it in 3D in the theater, and I thought, like, I didn't really think that the 3D in the remake really added much to it.
No.
But a lot of people don't like it. I liked the original. Thought the original was good.
The original's decent.
It was a good typical 80s slasher.
Yeah.
It was one of those. Speaking of movies that you like for background noise, I like the original My Bloody Valentine. If I'm, baking bread or like doing something in my kitchen that's going to take a couple hours.
Yeah.
That's a great background movie for that while I'm doing whatever project I'm doing in the kitchen. And My Bloody Valentine 3D, I liked it in the theater, watching it in 3D, which I'm not a huge 3D person, but and then I liked it when it was on TV too. I just think it's just a good old-fashioned slasher. They kept pretty well, to the source material, and they kept with it, and I liked it. I think it's good.
It's one of the ones that I like better than the original.
I could see that. I could see where people would like it better than the original. I think for me, they're kind of tied.
Yeah.
Because they're enough the same that I like 3D because I like the original, but they're different enough that I like them both separately for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. I also really liked a not very well seen, and I'm curious to know if you've seen it, Maniac.
Yes. With Elijah Wood.
Can I tell you a secret?
Uh-huh.
Elijah Wood is my Jensen Ackles.
Oh, are you serious?
Elijah Wood, I love you. I have loved you since the Paula Abdul video. And I love you. And that's all. I love you. I've loved him for my entire life. I love him. Elijah Wood. Hi.
Frodo. What's up, bro?
Oh my God. I love him. I just love him.
He was a bad motherfucker in that movie, though.
Yeah, he was. What was the one? It's just within the past couple years. Something Daddy.
Oh,
Come to Daddy, or Who's Your Daddy, or something. Was it Come to Daddy?
I think it might be Come to Daddy. Yeah, Come to Daddy.
Yes, that was not great. I loved that one.
Well, see, he's starting to expand a little bit, and he's starting to kind of break out in the horror genre too. Because I mean, if you think Elijah Wood, for me at least, you think of Frodo Baggins. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he was really well known for.
But not me, no.
Yeah, but it seemed like ever since he took that Maniac remake, he's starting to make a little splash in the horror genre, which is cool.
Well, I will tell you that I have followed him.
Yeah,
and I know.
Yeah,
he is a lifelong horror fan.
Oh, well, what's up?
Actually, yeah, he's really, he does interviews and he does guest spots on podcasts. Hi.
Hey.
Hey. I would sound like this the entire time if I
I can see you like when I was talking about Jensen. Shit.
But yeah, he's a lifelong horror guy, and he is probably one of the most knowledgeable people that I've ever heard discuss different horror movies and different eras of horror, and he's so good with horror history, and
that's
he's
awesome.
just so I mean, Maniac was one of those movies that it was unnecessary. I will say that.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be remade, but I think that, and I may be biased because it is Elijah Wood, but he did a good job.
He was very believable in that.
Very believable. He's got those eyes.
Yeah, he does.
They could come across as very warm or very cold.
Mm-hmm.
And he's good at switching it around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Because
that scene where he scalped that girl. Oh,
oh, bitch.
oh God!
Yeah,
That made every orifice I had clench. I'm sorry, but I was
that scene constipated you.
oh, like I watched that movie and I didn't have to do nothing. I said everything just went like, whew, that was nuts.
Yeah,
That was,
I mean, he just did such a good job in that.
he was,
Ooh, another polarizing film that I'm House of Wax.
okay, all right. You know what's funny about that one?
Hmm.
Jared Padalecki plays in that one, and that's the other brother from Supernatural. So Jensen Ackles, who plays Dean, plays in
Bloody Valentine.
my Bloody Valentine, and then the guy who plays his brother on Supernatural, Sam, his name's Jared Padalecki, and he actually played in 2 remakes.
What's the other one?
Friday the 13th.
Oh, okay.
He was Clet. He was the big dude looking for his sister.
Okay, so let's do a moment on House of Wax, and then we can discuss Friday the 13th. So, House of Wax. Okay, so what's his name? Jared Padalecki?
Jared Padalecki.
Okay. Alicia Cuthbert, the blonde. She was the sister.
Uh-huh.
In House of Wax.
Yeah.
She was on one of my all-time favorite TV shows, Happy Endings.
Okay.
So I saw House of Wax, and then a few years later, Happy Endings came out. If you ever get a chance, Happy Endings is on Netflix. It is not horror, it's comedy, and it's one of the most brilliant TV shows that you can ever see in your entire life. I love that show. It only lasted 3 seasons. It was low rated, and they canceled it, and they never should have, because it was genius.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember when they were like, "Oh, she's going to be on the show Happy Endings." I was like, she was not a great actress in House of Wax.
No.
She kind of sucked a little bit. Do you know she started as a Maxim model? Remember Maxim?
Yeah, I remember that, where it was like almost Penthouse, but it was like with clothes.
With bottoms.
Yeah.
And they covered their nips, and they were like, "It's not porn." And it's like, well, it's still kind of make it a little bit. Yeah.
Put like little smiley faces on the nips, and that was it.
No, they just threw their arm very seductively over. Yeah.
With a little finger cover. Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember the hype around House of Wax was Paris Hilton.
Yeah, and she was like, I was happy to see her fate.
I mean, I actually, her death scene, she did a pretty good job.
She wasn't bad.
You have to hand it to Paris Hilton. Like, she did a pretty good job at dying. She's not a good actress.
No.
The rest of everything in that movie about her was just like, oh God, shut up.
Yeah. It was so funny. Like, it's funny how we're talking about House of Wax and how I told you Jared Padalecki and Supernatural and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in that show, like, they make references, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To like the horror genre, because it is while it's not a horror show, it's horror based. You know, it's about 2 brothers that hunt demons and like, you know, fucking
pretty horror to me.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show. Well, there was an episode where they're actually talking about House of Wax.
The movie House of Wax?
Yes, and it's funny because Jared Padalecki played in the movie, and Paris Hilton was in that episode. She actually played like a goddess of mischief or some shit. I forget what it was.
Oh,
and
so she acted twice.
Yeah, and it was funny because in that episode they were in a wax museum, and the statues were coming to life. And fucking Dean Winchester, Jensen Ackles said something about House of Wax or Paris. So it was fucking hilarious. So that movie, like that remake, it made itself popular to a point where it was in, you know, like in the horror genre and other things, you know what I mean? Like pop culture.
Yeah, I mean, that movie had so much hype around it that you didn't know if, actually, speaking of our patrons, shout out to Christina.
Christina.
We saw that movie together. Do you remember? But that was the thing. Paris Hilton's gonna die, and it was like, okay, but what about the rest of the movie? And the rest of the movie was, I thought, pretty good. I mean,
It wasn't too bad.
It was suspenseful. I wouldn't say that I was scared.
No.
But the original like once. Yeah. And it was probably 25 years ago.
Oh, the Vincent Price version.
Yeah, and I remember that it was the same as the remake. It was just like, oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't hate it. Mm-mm. But like House of Wax, like I've watched the remake several times. I like it.
It's not bad. It's not a bad remake. It's one of them ones that are not bad at all.
What's your opinion on Texas Chainsaw Massacre 03?
One of the best remakes I have ever seen, and I'm not even like that. I've actually been on record and stated that if you want to know how to do a remake, you watch that. And there's another one. There's another movie that we'll talk about then, but the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 is one of my favorite remakes of all time.
For sure.
Such a good movie. Jessica Biel, like, not only was she like hot as hell in it, but like her on-screen presence.
Okay, so I was a teenage girl growing up in the 90s, so of course I watched Seventh Heaven.
Yeah.
I hated her on Seventh Heaven.
Oh, everybody did. She was
terrible.
Uh-huh.
But it was like, well, I'm gonna go watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre because it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Hell yeah.
But I'm not gonna like it because Jessica Biel is in it.
Uh-huh.
She figured it out
quickly.
She was excellent in that movie, and she really could have kept going with horror.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And that's a shame that like she didn't like.
Did you ever see The Sinner? The first season of The Sinner?
No,
it's on Netflix now, I think, but it was originally on USA. She's an executive producer, and it's like one of those shows that like every season it's a different mystery, but it's like the main character is a detective, and he's the detective in every season that's trying to figure out the case. She produces the show, but she was the star of the first season. Good Lord, was she good in that? Oh my God.
And that's like her calling, I think, is like horror, because she, like I said, she killed it in the remake of Texas Chainsaw. It was so funny because I remember going to see that movie with my cousin. Me and him went to go see it, and that scene where that guy with no legs, when they snuck into the house, and he's like, "Bring it," and he keeps hitting the fucking like ground with his cane or whatever. And then Leatherface comes busting out of the fucking thing after him. I remember us sitting there when he did that. We were like, "Whoa!" real loud because it scared the shit out of us. I was like, sitting in a theater, and when he that chainsaw, oh God!
The color palette of that movie was striking. I mean, they really did it for so much dread was built up.
Yeah.
Just with the color palette of that movie. I mean, and you know, I think that for some people it's iconic in one way, and then for others it's iconic in another way. The scene where she's walking through the field and the camera is kind of below, shooting up at the back of her.
Yeah, like up her butt and her back.
Yeah. And obviously as any straight male or gay woman would be like, listen, that's what's up.
Hey, I mean,
just as a horror fan, that is such a haunting
scene.
Thought. It's just, it's so like, and there's nothing happening in that scene. She's literally walking through a field, but it just represents so much of what people love about horror, is just that anticipation, is that you're looking at something so mundane, and so this is a girl walking through a field. Who cares?
But then
but
she walks up to the
you
house.
know that something is happening. You know that something's about to happen. And it's that last bit of normalcy.
And can
before shit hits the fan, that like, I mean, that I can see it in my head right now. That shot, it has stuck with me for what, almost 20 years.
Yeah. 2003. Yeah, that movie's almost 20 years old.
Yeah, and I can see it in my head as though I'm watching it for the first time. It was beautiful. It was a very beautiful shot. That movie the whole movie itself actually was really pretty. It was a pretty movie.
It was like the backdrop.
Yes.
Just everything about it. Even that little like fucking country store that they stop in with all like the rotten meats and stuff.
Yeah.
And can we just take a moment to appreciate the acting ability of Arlie Ermy as the Sheriff Hoyt? Oh my god.
I love him. He's dead. I love him.
Unfortunately, man, that scene where he was wrapping that girl up after, she shot herself and everything. He's like, don't look at me like I'm disrespecting the dead, and they're getting ready to put her in the back seat. He's like, get that goddamn thing out of my put her in the truck. I fucking loved it.
He was so good.
Oh, he was.
But yeah, he was good in that, and he was a big surprise to see in that movie.
Yeah, because he's usually like Arlie Ermy. He was always that like drill sergeant character because he was in the military.
Yeah,
I think he was a drill sergeant in the military, so like those roles came natural to him. So to see him play like just a crazy ass fucking like hillbilly that killed the sheriff, and he's just a dude wearing a sheriff's outfit because he killed the only sheriff in town.
Yeah.
He was so good in that movie. Like I missed the shit out of him because that and the Texas Chainsaw New Beginning or whatever the fuck it was called.
I don't think I ever watched that.
That one wasn't too bad either, but it's nothing compared to the remake. But yeah, to answer your previous question when we started this, the 2003 remake of Texas Chainsaw is how you do a movie and you do it well. Yeah,
I will agree, because not only was it a remake of the basic story, the guts of it, but they really took that. They made it their own. They paid homage. They respected the original.
Yeah.
And then they went from it. And it wasn't, you could tell that the filmmakers were not, I can do this better. They were, what can I do to add to it? And they did. They really did add to the legacy of the original. And it was fucking genius. That movie was, I don't give a shit what anybody says. I went to see that movie with a friend. It wasn't a date. He was about 6.5 feet tall and the most macho, manly man that you could ever meet in your entire life. And again, we were just friends. He held my hand through the whole movie. He was scared. Having seen the original and having watched horror, I don't think that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, it did not scare me. I will say 100%. No. It did not scare me nearly as much, if at all. But it didn't, if it did at all, it didn't scare me anywhere near as much as the original. The original was terrifying. But he was so scared, and I was entertained. I thought that was just, it was just a good movie. I just really liked it.
Yeah, it was a great movie. Like, it was such a well done remake. Now, yeah, but in the same breath, like we were talking about that director who did the Texas Chainsaw,
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was also the one who did the Friday the 13th, 2009.
All right. All right. Let's get into this because I still have two more that I think we might spend a minute on.
Yeah.
So
But see,
let's talk about the Friday the 13th remake with your boyfriend.
but listen, I don't think it's a remake.
I think it's just a reimagining.
I think not even like I actually think it's a sequel. Because here's the thing. They only reimagined like 3 minutes of the movie.
Okay, granted.
Okay, the whole thing with his mom at the beginning, that's like 10 seconds. All right. The sack head, okay. And then when
I
he
thought
gets
that
his
was a good
mask.
touch. I thought that was a
Yeah.
nice touch.
Yeah. But then when he gets his mask, but then everything after he gets his mask, none of that happened in any of the other movies.
I think Dumbface is in the Friday the 13th remake.
Really?
I think so. Keep going.
But no, like I said, it's just like I don't see it as a remake because not like what are they remaking? Like I've never seen any storyline throughout, and I've watched all the Friday the 13th like numerous times, unless you want to hit the fact with four that the guy was looking for his sister and that's Clay or whatever, but it's just a simultaneous killing of kids in cabins, like what every other Friday the 13th is. I don't personally consider it a remake. That's why I wanted to bring it up in this episode.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of people are like, it's a remake, it's a remake. No, it's a reimagining. I honestly don't think it is. I just think it's another sequel to the series.
I thought it was dumb.
A lot of people thought it was dumb. For me, I did like it, of course.
Well, of course, because you love, and I'm not saying
Yeah.
that's to disrespect. Of
No.
course you liked it. You love Friday the 13th, and you
Exactly.
love Supernatural.
Yeah.
So, of course you're going to like it. And don't get me wrong, both of the guys from Supernatural, they're both pretty good actors. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
they're entertaining to watch, and they're beautiful to look at.
Yeah, well, Jensen Ackles, yes.
Yeah, I mean, but like, I didn't like the movie. I felt like it was whether or not it was a reboot, a reimagining, a sequel, a remake, whatever you consider it or want to call it. It was marketed as
a remake.
Is the new Friday the 13th. This is what the Friday the 13th for a new generation. This is what we see it as. And it was just unnecessary again. And it was dumb. It was not a good movie to me. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't good. It wasn't a good slasher. There was too much filler in that movie. And one thing that a lot of people who love the Friday the 13th movies, and if you go back to our Friday the 13th episode, you are the Friday the 13th expert between the two of us. Mm. And the original isn't your favorite.
No.
So it just it what am I trying to say here? It doesn't pay homage because where Mrs. Voorhees is in it for, like you said, a couple minutes. Yeah. She's in and she's out. And in the original, it's kill after kill after kill, and it's constant. Mm-hmm. You know, this one is like
boobs, kill,
boobs, smoking weed, boobs, kill, drinking, boobs, kill. I mean, it's so much filler that like you could have done it, and you could have. That's the difference between the Friday the 13th remake and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, is that the Friday the 13th remake did not have as much respect for the original.
Exactly.
As the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
Yep, that's true. That's 100% true. I agree.
Yeah, and it was just, I mean, once they got to the cabins, it was just like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And I've tried to rewatch it because I've tried to see if there was something in it that I missed. No.
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 Well, hey, at least you gave it 2 shots. You know what
But
I'm
I'm
saying?
glad you love it. I'm glad you love it.
Oh yeah. Well, like you said, by default, it's Friday the 13th, so I have to love it because I love Friday the 13th movies.
And it's Jensen Ackles.
Well, no, that one's Jared Padalecki.
Or Padalecki or what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jensen Padalecki.
Jensen Padalecki, I like that. That's funny.
I mean,
but,
when you think about it, those two dominated.
Oh my gosh.
The 2000s.
Yeah, 15 years. Yeah.
Yeah, they dominated. They were on TV for that long, and they were in like every single horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
Good for them. Good on them. All right, guys.
They're amazing. Good job, guys. Jensen, you're the man. Just saying. Still throwing it out there. You're the man.
Harvey loves you.
I love you. But so what was the other two that you were going to throw out there? I'm interested in hearing these. Are these the ones that you still like, right?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay. All right. I got to hear this.
I think that beyond horror, I think that these are the two best remakes that I personally have ever seen in my entire life.
Okay.
That not only do they respect, but they build on, and they do better than the originals by miles.
Okay.
The Thing from 81.
All right. Yeah, that's a good one.
And Dawn of the Dead.
Oh. So you like the Dawn of the Dead remake better than the OG, huh?
I do. And my boss was in the original Dawn of the Dead.
What?
Mm-hmm. He was a zombie.
No shit. Good for it.
I will post hey, you should become a patron because I will post a screenshot of my boss getting shot in the head in the original Dawn of the Dead.
Dude, that's like a badge of honor right there.
Yeah. I would love to, if I could ever get him to sit still long enough, I would love to have him on here to talk about his experience because it's hilarious. He's told me about it before.
That would be so great. But wow, so Dawn of the Dead, wasn't that what, 2004 or 5?
2004, I think. Yeah.
It's Dawn of the Dead. That wasn't a bad remake. Like, the only thing like that I didn't like about it, and I'll just be honest, is I don't like running zombies. I'm not a fan of the fast zombies. Is it because I'm a big guy and I'm slow and I wouldn't want to get caught in that situation? Yes. It's exactly why. I like your typical Night of the Living Dead zombies where they're slow because they're supposed to be dead. And what do dead things do when they die? They deteriorate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't turn into fucking Usain Bolt.
You call it Usain Bolt.
Yeah, like you don't do that. Like when you die, you deteriorate, you're slow, you fall apart, like you rot. You do that shit. You don't fucking turn into the Terminator and just constantly like run at the no. But other than that, the movie in itself, like the gore effects were great. And then that scene towards the beginning when that girl's like zombified out and she bites her dad in the neck.
Oh, the little girl?
Yeah, that was pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
I like when they were yeah.
The zombie baby scene.
Oh, that was actually like heartbreaking.
The zombie birth.
Yeah,
that broke
was
my heart.
tough.
Yeah.
That was tough. I did like the scene that when they were on the roofs and they were shooting the people and everyone was like, Jay Leno.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, I absolutely loved Dawn of the Dead. Mm-hmm. And The Thing, I saw the original.
With Kurt Russell, right?
No, the Kurt Russell one is a remake.
Oh, is it? Because I know then there's another remake of it too. That's right. No, the Thing remake. Didn't the Thing star the guy from Gunsmoke?
I think so.
The big tall dude.
Oh, what was his name?
Fuck.
Hold on, I'll find it.
I know his name was Marshall Dillon in Gunsmoke. James Arnaz.
Okay.
My dad used to watch Gunsmoke all the time.
It's not even on IMDb.
Yeah. James Arness played. It was called. Isn't the original called like the
Thing
Thing
from
from
Another
Out?
World or something.
Yeah, the Thing from Another World, and James
Yep.
Arness played like the. Yeah, my dad like. Because it's funny that you say that, because that makes a cameo appearance on like almost every Halloween movie where the kids are sitting out watching the horror movies.
Yes.
That's the movie that they're watching. They're watching the original Thing.
The reason that I watched the original The Thing was because it was what Tommy and Lindsay were watching.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I thought it was good. I mean, it was like, oh, yeah, it's good. It's good for a classic. I'll give it. You know, great. But the Kurt Russell, hello, Dreamboat. I mean, I never knew I liked fluffy hair until I saw
Kurt Russell in the Thing.
Kurt Russell in The Thing. I mean, hi, friend.
Well, did you know that?
Put on that bomber jacket.
That bomber jacket. Did you know that there was actually another remake to it?
Yes, in 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was.
That's the one I thought you were talking about.
No, that one. No, no. I mean, as far as a remake being leaps and bounds and miles above the original, it is The Thing.
Yeah.
81, The Thing. It just. I mean, what a great movie.
That's pretty. That's pretty awesome. Those are some. You know what, Gabs? That was a solid list of ones that you liked.
Well, not to toot my own horn, but I knew that I would have a good list of remakes because I hate remakes so much.
Yeah, and that's why, like you said, I think that your list was so good is because you don't like remakes.
Yeah. So the ones that I like are actually good movies.
Yeah. Now
Except for House of Wax. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, House of Wax is one of those like cheesy. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I actually have. I'm just gonna run through them quick, and then we're gonna dive into the ones that we didn't like.
Okay.
I have 3 that are like kind of like quickies, and then there's one that is my favorite remake of all time. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to give it up to. I know people don't like it, but I enjoyed it, and that was the Child's Play remake from 2019. See, I liked it, and the reason I liked it was because, for one, it was a different take on Chucky, and for two, something like that could actually happen. You know, because look at the time we live in now, where we're starting to have like robotic friends and toys, like robot toys and shit.
Do you ever watch those documentaries about the robot sex dolls?
Yeah. Like,
those things are fucking weird.
Yeah.
And hello to anybody who is listening to us. If you want one of those robot sex dolls, you need a therapist.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. But yeah. So, but like I said, that could actually kind of happen if you think about it. You know, a robot could just go crazy. Like, I mean, look at like Terminator, look at shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so Child's Play was one that I really enjoyed. Now the next one, I liked it because it was a complete splatter fest. And it was gore out the wazoo. And that was Evil Dead. Just the solid gore effects in that movie alone.
Yeah.
It was just insane. Like when the girl would cut off her own arm with the fucking electric knife at the bicep. I was like, remember when I told you when Elijah Wood, you know, did that whole choppy chop and every orifice in my body kind of.
Hi, Elijah Wood. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was literally doing sphincter tighten muscles the whole time I was watching The Evil Dead. It was just one gore scene after another, just body horror out the ass. It was beautiful. But that's one that I really enjoyed too because of the gore fest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for a gore movie, I mean,
Yes.
gore horror, yeah, I mean, it is top notch. Like, you can't
Yes.
really get a lot better when it comes to, hey, we have an idea, we're gonna make a really gory movie, here it is.
Yeah.
That's the thing, that's the Evil Dead. Yeah, for sure.
Gore fest out
Yeah.
the yin yang.
Yeah, but I mean, my heart belongs to Bruce Campbell, and
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, Levy, what's her first name? I can't remember her last name. Jane Levy. Mm-hmm. She's great. I love her.
Yeah, she was very good at it.
She was really good in it, but to me that was just kind of forgettable. It was like, yeah, like if somebody says to me, like, did you see the Evil Dead remake? It's like, yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just one of the movies. For the gore alone, it was, for me, was amazing.
Yeah, and you can always tell a gore hound based on their opinion of the Evil Dead remake.
Yeah.
Is if they really get excited and they're really like, I love that movie, then you can tell that they like a lot of gore. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
No shade, by the way, you guys.
No, absolutely, because
we all have our different tastes.
Listen,
I'm not mad at you.
Abby already knows I'm a gore hound like crazy. Like that one scene, I still, every time I watch it, I fucking chuckle. When at the end of the movie, when that demon's crawling at her and she has the chainsaw, and he's like, I'm gonna feast on your soul, and she's like, feast on this motherfucker, and it shoves it in his fucking throat. Oh, it was great. I love that part. Feast on this motherfucker. Brrr! Like, she got your ass. You know what I mean? I loved it. I love that part. But now we're getting into the last two, and this next one, it's kind of unique, and not many people like talk about this one in like remakes, but it's The Fly.
I never saw the remake. Oh, what was the remake made? What? I don't even. I'm not familiar.
I think it was back in the late '80s with Jeff Goldblum.
That was a remake?
That was a remake. The original Fly had we just said his name earlier. Vincent Price in it.
Vincent Price did everything. God,
oh my God,
so good.
Yeah, he also did 13 Ghosts, which that had a remake to it.
Oh, we'll talk about that one.
Yeah, House on Haunted Hill, which had a remake to it. That's what I'm saying. Like it seems like a lot of remakes come from Vincent Price movies as well.
Well, because Vincent Price was not. He was the king of horror. He wasn't a scary person, but he did good.
And his voice, you know a Vincent Price movie as soon as you hear that signature Vincent Price voice.
Vincent Price was the voice at the end of Thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had it.
But if you haven't seen The Fly, the remake of The Fly, Gabs, you gotta see it.
Well, I have, not knowing that was the remake. I've seen the Jeff Goldblum Fly. I mean,
that was good. That was real good.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite.
Gross.
It was gross. Yeah. It was.
But that is required viewing, I think, for a horror fan.
Oh yeah, especially yeah, absolutely. Especially like you said, if you're a horror fan and you want to find a good remake, that, like you said, it's required viewing.
Yeah, not just for remakes. I think just for horror itself
in general.
Is you have to watch it if you want to impress anybody. I don't want to impress. I guess isn't the right word, but if you want to maybe prove that, like, I do like horror, you have to familiarize yourself with The Fly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if you want to say that you're a Jeff Goldblum fan.
Yeah, because I mean that was one of his ones that I feel like
it was very iconic roles.
Yeah, and they're iconic, but in a way I feel like unless you're a horror fan, it gets pushed under the rug.
Absolutely.
Because you think of Jeff Goldblum, a lot of people like to put his name on movies like Jurassic Park. You know what I'm saying?
He was so good in Jurassic.
Yeah, well, he was fantastic in Jurassic Park.
I loved him. Oh, you loved him in that movie.
Oh, it was such a good movie.
Okay, now what's your number one?
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
My number one favorite remake of all time is, I believe it came out in '93. It was Night of the Living Dead. Tom Savini directed one
Mm-hmm.
with Candyman in it.
Yes.
That is the greatest remake I have ever seen in my life. And it literally, everything that Texas Chainsaw Massacre did for the remake did for the original, Night of the Living Dead did for the original Night of the Living Dead, but I think it did better.
Well, I think we can all agree that the original Night of the Living Dead was scary.
Oh yeah.
But it was boring.
Yeah, it was a black and white passion project from George Romero. Yeah. But if it wasn't for George Romero, we wouldn't have the zombie genre like we have it today. Which, thank you, George Romero. I love zombies, and you're the reason I love them. But Night of the Living Dead, the 1993 cut that Tom Savini directed, was amazing. Like, Tom Savini is just like, in my opinion, Tom Savini is the king of horror. He does everything. He acts in it. He does the most amazing gore effects and makeup effects I've ever seen. And he's a good director.
That's one thing about the age that we live in. Speaking of Tom Savini, I'm tired of digital effects.
Yes.
I want practical effects to come back. And yeah, you're right. He was. Did you ever see? I think it's called In Search of Darkness on Shudder.
I've heard of it, and I think he's in it.
4-hour documentary. Yes. And then they did a second one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm halfway through the second one, but he features very, very much in both of them because obviously.
Yeah.
And In Search of Darkness, for anybody who doesn't know, is a very, very long documentary. I watch it when I'm getting ready for work in the morning, so I've been watching it for like a week. But it's all about 80s horror. Yeah, and it's just
epic,
so informative, and it's got all of the icons from 80s horror talking about their experiences and talking about these movies, and it's so good. But Tom Savini is in, obviously why. I mean, he's in that documentary so much talking about so many movies that he made because he's
the king.
He's the king. Yeah. And if when you think horror, you don't think Tom Savini,
mm-hmm.
you might want to
take a step back and really
take a step back and learn your history, you know.
Because any self-respecting horror fan, like, diehard horror fans, know the name Tom Savini,
mm-hmm.
and know
and
respect Tom Savini, and know what Tom Savini has contributed to our genre. You know what I'm saying? Like, he
created our genre as we know it.
Yeah, he's horror genre royalty.
Yeah.
He's royalty in this genre. So, but yeah, that's my all-time favorite.
That's a good one. I didn't even think of that one.
Yeah. But, like we said earlier, I know we spent a lot of time talking about some of our favorites, but I would like to we don't have to take as much time because,
garbage is garbage. You don't have garbage. Yeah.
But I want to take a few minutes and maybe just toss out a couple ones that we have seen and just, quick and shit on it a little bit,
Okay, well, let's talk about 13 Ghosts for a second.
Oh.
I mean, that movie is bad. But it sucks because you have Tony Shalhoub, which I love him. Yep. I love him. I loved Monk.
Yeah.
And anything that Tony Shalhoub is in, I'm kind of like, oh, hey, it's Tony Shalhoub. I like him. Yeah. Yeah, he's one of those actors that you're like, oh, hey.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, Matthew Lillard.
Still in his heyday. When this movie came out, Matthew Lillard was still a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, from Scream and Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I mean, that movie was so bad.
Yeah, that was a dumb one.
Did you ever see the original? I never saw the original.
Oh yeah, my dad is a huge like old school horror fan.
Oh, okay.
So I've seen the original 13 Ghosts. I've seen the original House on Haunted Hill. I mean, I've seen
the original House on Haunted Hill is
terrifying.
I don't care how old you are. I don't care what year it is.
Yeah.
That movie is so good. Did you like the original 13 Ghosts?
Yeah, I did. I actually enjoyed the original 13 Ghosts.
It's on Shudder. I think I might watch it. I'm gonna put that on our Halloween challenge, 31 movies in 31 days.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that movie was just the remake was just such. Was the remake anything like the original?
Kind of. I mean, it was loosely based on it. Like, it took some Hollywood liberties, like a lot of remakes do.
Yeah, I can understand that.
It's just meh.
It was oh God, it was just so stupid. It was just, I mean, like when you watch it, it's like, oh, and it's not even that it's so bad that it's not enjoyable. It's so bad that you're kind of like, oh.
Like, sorry guys,
it kind of comes around that it's like, okay, you're terrible, but here we are, so we're just gonna enjoy ourselves, you know. What a waste of Matthew Lillard.
I know, that was one that he kind of like, and then when he died, you were just finally like, thank God they put him out of his misery in this.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, Matthew Lillard, you did not deserve 13 Ghosts.
No. That gets me on to the next one that was shitty. Are you ready for this one?
Yes.
The 19 remake of The Grudge. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Hell was that?
What was that?
Like, everything about that movie was straight ass juice. Literally. Everything about that movie. Yeah, that's how I feel about that movie. Like, that movie was so fucking
so bad.
horrible.
Oh,
like,
God.
Everything you did in it, like, it made no sense. Like, just because you call yourself the fucking Grudge doesn't mean you have to have the girl make the same fucking noise, especially when the noise makes zero sense in the way it was used. Yeah. Because in the original Grudge, she got her neck broke. That's why she does the thing, okay? Yes. In this one, they were doing it, but the thing was, she didn't get her neck broke. She slit her throat. Yeah. So she should have been gargling instead of...
should have been like... Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like... yeah, not... yeah, I was like... I mean, the sound that you were making sounded like something that I heard in a porn parody of The Grudge.
I know, it came out so wrong.
But anyway,
I'm so embarrassed right now.
She said, "Oh
my God, I'm gonna pee."
That was funny. But yeah, anyway.
You're welcome, everyone, by the way.
Yeah, you're welcome. Enjoy that. but like I said, just because. Oh man, guys! I think
I'm delirious. I'm sorry. I have the giggles.
I think we took Gabby tonight.
I didn't keep talking.
Anyways, like, just because you call yourself the Grudge doesn't mean you have to use that fucking noise.
I can't stop.
Oh man. Oh, this is my hell. Oh.
God, I'm laughing.
Yeah, laughing is fun.
Okay. Yeah, you can't put a movie's name on your and just be like, yeah. Like, no, that doesn't work.
No. So what's the next one for you?
My next one is Prom Night.
Oh shit! I heard that one was bad. I think I got like 10 minutes in and stopped.
That was so stupid.
Uh,
The original Prom Night was stupid.
well, with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
I know that one is of selected viewing. I heard that one's kind of like a you either love it or you hate it kind of thing.
I own it.
Yeah.
Because it's probably one of the first 80s slashers that's so bad it's good.
Oh, okay.
So I like it because of how bad it is. The remake is like,
Just bad.
I hate to say the P word. It's a little pretentious. I mean, like, who are you?
Shit. Yeah.
You're a slasher movie about somebody at a prom killing people. Like, are you that serious about this?
Yeah.
It was just, I mean, 80s slashers, whether they were bad or good, they could take themselves seriously. New. But when you get into the 20s and the teens, and it's just like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And it was just no, I didn't care about any of the characters. I mean, not that I cared about any of the characters in the original, but I just it was boring.
Yeah.
The climax was not a climax. It was, garbage. That movie was whether or not it was a remake, it was just a garbage movie. And then it happened to be a remake that, Jamie Lee Curtis gets a pass on everything because of Halloween. That Prom Night, the original, wasn't that great a movie, but Jamie Lee Curtis was in it, so we respect it.
Yeah.
And I don't respect anybody that was in the remake. It was just terrible, and they shouldn't respect themselves. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry. Your movie was garbage.
Yeah, you suck for being in that movie. So anything else that you do for the rest of your life doesn't matter because of Prom Night.
Well, that brings me to another one of mine that I couldn't stand. And that was the remake of Pet Sematary.
Fuck that movie.
That movie was trash. And I was so upset because I love Pet Sematary. I'm a fan of Pet Sematary. I think Pet Sematary is one of the scarier movies that I've ever seen. And for them to fucking take it and turn it into what they made in the remake was
garbage.
Oh my God. I was so pissed off when I left that movie theater. I was like, you're fucking kidding me. Like, for one, I hate to say this, but that in the original when the Gage gets hit by the truck, it was just heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
In the remake, when the girl gets hit by the truck,
weren't you a little glad?
I was just like, she just got hit by the truck. I mean, like, what do you want me to say? Like, the guy who played the dad, like, that's not how a dad would act if your kid just got killed by getting hit by a truck.
I mean,
like, he just literally sat there in silence. Like, I kind of get what they were going. They were going for that shock factor. But no, you just saw your kid get hit by a truck, and you're just sitting there, you
and I have both experienced very traumatic losses.
Yes, we have.
Traumatic in that they were both very sudden.
Yeah.
And very, like, they weren't violent deaths, but they were very, like, oh my God kind of things. Like, what?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah. And I can say for myself, and I think that you will probably agree, not once was I just mute, numb.
No.
Because I don't think, for most people, there might be people out there that, and I apologize to anybody, I do sincerely feel for you that if you've ever experienced a really traumatic loss of a loved one, that I apologize to you if you feel offended by me saying this. And if this was your experience, I apologize. But I've never known anybody, and my personal experience, your personal experience, there was never any silent numb.
Mm-mm.
Ever.
I mean, no, there was shock, but it wasn't silent.
There was
Like
shock. It wasn't silent, and it wasn't. Yeah,
no.
it was. No, I mean, there was a lot of staring off into space, but it
Yeah.
was because I didn't know what
to do.
day it was. I didn't
Yeah.
know what emotion I was supposed to have at that moment. I didn't
Yeah.
know what my next thought was going to be. Like he didn't. And if that's what he was trying to translate, he's a terrible actor, because it didn't come across that way. It came across as very stiff.
Yep.
And almost complacent, that it was like, yeah, my kid died.
Yeah, like, oh wow, whoops.
Yeah.
Like, damn, she just got hit. Like, oh shit. Like,
yeah, she's gone.
now, yeah, exactly. Like, oh damn, holy hell. Well,
yeah, well,
where's the beer at? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like just very like.
Yeah. But like in the original, when Gage got hit, dude, he fucking killed that. Like, it was nuts.
Which is crazy, because if you look at it, for the most part, one of the weird things about the original Pet Sematary, all of the acting in that movie was terrible.
Yeah.
But when you combined all of the bad acting, it worked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. And in the remake, you had some good actors like John Lithgow, who is an awesome actor.
Come on.
You know,
Trinity Killer. I mean, I know that he's done so many things,
mm-hmm.
but Trinity Killer on Dexter, done.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that was, oh God,
yeah.
he slayed that role.
Exactly. And then you get someone like John Lithgow to play Judd Crandall. You know what I'm saying? A solid role. And he was so good in that movie, but in a way it was the curse of that movie too, because he was literally so good in that movie, he exposed everybody else for being shitty.
Well, that's the thing, is you can't be good in a room full of shit. I mean, like, you can make a meal that the main dish is great, but if the side dishes suck, you just had a bad dinner.
Exactly. And that's kind of what that movie felt like, a bad dinner.
Yeah.
Which, it was an amazing entree, but the sides sucked. I love the way you put that, because I love food. But
I just ate a piece of pizza. Did anybody notice?
No, I didn't notice you laugh when you were going. I'm sorry, I had to bring that shit back up because that was fucking funny.
Oh God, that was so bad.
Oh man, that's a good one. You'll never live that down, Gabs. Never.
That's all right.
It was great. I can't let you live it down because it was so good.
Hey, do you want to hear something so cool?
Yeah.
The Goodyear blimp is flying past my house right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they were at Beaver Stadium for the Penn State game.
Oh, that's right. That was it. Oh, lived near Penn State.
But they flew out of our airport, and it's dark out, and the lights on it are really creepy, and it moves so slowly that I just had my heart skip a beat. Like, what is that in the sky?
That's what's up. So you said you had one more remake, right?
I have two.
Okay.
But the one is so forgetful that we probably don't even have to get into it. So I'll do the other one. The Haunting.
Is that the one with Liam Neeson?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was pretty bad with Owen Wilson and all them. Yeah, that one was pretty shitty. I mean, it sucks because Liam Neeson is such a great actor.
What was that girl's name that was in the remake? What was
the one who got cracked with the fucking piano wire across the face?
I think so.
Did she play in The Conjuring?
Yes. What is her name?
I forget her name. But I know exactly who you're talking about. When
I
that piano wire broke.
her.
Huh?
I hate her. Lily Taylor.
Lily Taylor.
I hate her. She was okay in The Conjuring.
Yeah.
But every other movie that I've ever seen her in, why does her voice always sound so panicked?
Yeah, like she's scared of everything. Like
everything.
She's like, it seems like she's nervous to be on camera.
Yeah. And it took me, because this movie came out back in 99, that back then, what else did you, that was before everybody had cell phones and internet and all of that stuff. So like, we actually had time to sit and watch a movie. Like, we went to the video store back then and rented the movie.
Yes.
And we knew that we paid for that movie, and we knew that we had to rewind that movie, so you better watch it.
Fuck yeah. Even though it was hard to get through.
Oh,
still watch it.
It took me, I think I rented that movie. At the time, I was working in a video store, so I did get it for free, thank God. But like, I think I rented that movie like 6 times before I finally sat through it. And I think hey, everybody has their vices. I'm not mad. And I'm also not encouraging any illegal behavior, but I think I had to smoke a lot of weed to get through it, to like actually make myself sit and like just finish the damn movie.
Yeah, just veg out. Yep.
Yeah, and I still didn't enjoy it when I was stoned. I mean, that movie was just, it was such, oh God. And anytime I think about it, I just think of that Lily Taylor's face, that no matter what they were talking about, like I picture them saying, cut, lunchtime. What are you going to have for lunch, Lily Taylor? And I just picture her face, like just looking terrified and going, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to have a sandwich or if I'm going to have a salad. Like, I just, you know what I mean?
I feel you.
She overacted to a point that it was just like, shut up.
Yeah, like, chill.
You were so miscast. That movie might have actually been bad if somebody else had been cast in that role. Because The Haunting of Hill House was bad. But it was so well cast that it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
But The Haunting was so miscast that, ugh.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a rough one. It was a rough one to get through. I have to give you that.
And finally, just because of the unnecessariness of it, Psycho.
Oh, with fucking
Vince Vaughn?
That was a miscast right there. Like, of all the people that you're going to fucking cast to play Norman Bates, Vince Vaughn is the one you come up with?
Yeah, he's the Lily Taylor.
Yeah, like, you don't do that shit. Like, that one was definitely miscast to like the max. Yeah. That's a good one, yeah. Because like I said, he was known for being a comedic actor.
Anne Heche is just terrible. Sorry, Anne Heche. You suck.
Yeah, that was
There's no way around it, Anne Heche. I don't know how you ever got famous. You're terrible. I'm sorry. I'm sure you're a lovely person. You suck.
You suck as an actress.
God, open a fucking greenhouse or something, because you can't.
Oh yeah. You need to go ahead and plant those plants right next to your career, because it's horrible.
Oh, use the.
Oh, that's
use
funny.
the remains of your career to fertilize the garden, because you're awful.
Yeah, but
and
by
Vince
the way,
Vaughn, I mean, like, you have Jim Carrey, you have Will Ferrell, you have Steve Carell, all of these excellent comedic actors that when you put them in a dramatic role, your mind is blown. That you're like, holy shit! I mean, The Truman Show.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, the number 23.
Number 23. Yeah, I didn't like the movie, but I loved him in it.
Yeah, he was amazing in the movie. Even though the movie was garbage, he was still great in it. Like
Yeah.
he really, you know, who shocked me as a good actor from comedy that could play a serious role? Robin Williams.
Oh, he was so good.
1 hour photo. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like, shit. That's Robin fucking.
I mean, and it's completely not horror at all, but
Oh,
Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting,
yeah.
he deserved every ounce of that Oscar. I mean,
Yeah.
oh God, he was so good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He went from Mrs. Doubtfire, Genie, Good Will Hunting, fucking 1 hour photo. Like, that's a caliber actor that you get to do a Norman Bates, not Vince Vaughn.
No.
Sorry, I like Vince Vaughn. Don't get me wrong, I love Vince Vaughn. He's in that new movie Freaky.
Oh, he was so good in Freaky.
He was good in Freaky, but see, he didn't try to be a psycho killer. He was a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, he was comedic. He
did what he was good at.
Yeah.
They see, and that was the problem that they did with Psycho. Is they remade Psycho, but they took away his element.
Yeah.
They made him act outside of his norm.
Which I understand why, because it still would have been a terrible movie if they tried to provide any comic relief, because there's nothing funny about Norman Bates. That's the thing about Norman Bates, is he is just...
Yeah. They should... Yeah.
Before you realize what a nut he is, he is blank. There is nothing to him. And the problem with casting Vince Vaughn is not only is he 100 feet tall.
Yeah.
So he's already a physical presence.
Yep.
But his face and his natural facial expressions are just goofy.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So you can't do him serious, and you can't do him blank either.
Yeah.
Because he's already there. There's nothing that you can do to erase that, because that's just who he is.
Exactly.
And to put him as he's oh God.
Yeah, he was bad.
And it was also, to me, the number one most unnecessary remake of any movie ever made. It's like remaking Psycho was the horror of remaking Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't remake Gone with the Wind. I mean, social everything aside, you couldn't remake Gone with the Wind anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But you couldn't remake Gone with the Wind because it was perfect the way that it was done, and it is in my opinion, a perfect movie.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't do it again because you'll never capture that ever again, and you'll never capture. Nobody can ever channel Norman Bates like Anthony Perkins.
Yep.
He was born to play Norman Bates. Nobody else was born to play Norman. Also, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Robert Englund was born to play Freddy Krueger, and you can't redo that. You can't. Nobody else can capture lightning in a bottle the way that the originals of those movies did.
Exactly.
And it was just, oh God, what a garbage mess, you idiots.
Yeah.
Be ashamed of yourselves. And Anne Heche, please go away.
Go away. Just stop. Whatever you're doing, just stop.
You suck at everything. Just don't do it again. I'm talking about acting, Anne. Don't do it again.
Yeah, there it is. Well, Gabs, I think we touched on a lot of good remakes. I think we had some good discussions. I know we had some good laughs.
Don't do it again. Don't do it again.
Do what? What are we talking about? Oh, sorry. Oh, that was too good. Oh, man.
I hate you.
Oh, that's comedic gold right there.
No.
That was so funny. Oh, man.
I hate everything about you. Shut up.
Oh, but Gabs, you just made my night. I think you just made my entire rest of the year. But that was just fucking fantastic. But nah, in all seriousness though, it feels great to be back. I'm so glad we got together. We were able to record a new episode. I missed you guys, and if y'all don't know, I know Gabby Gore went ahead and posted up on our social medias where I've been this past few weeks. So go ahead and check that out. But I will say I'm back, as you can tell, and in full effect. And I'm just so happy to be back. Gabs, thank you for sharing the
You
welcome
guys, the
back.
only social media that I actually posted a link to Horror Gamers explanation was on Slasher. I don't know how to do a link in bio. I don't even know what link in bio means on Instagram and Twitter. So if you're wondering what we mean and you're not on Slasher, go to Horror Gamers YouTube page.
Yeah, hit up the YouTube page. It explains everything.
Yeah.
But no, I'm back. It feels good to be back, Gabs. Thank you so much for sharing the welcome back episode, basically.
I'm so glad we did this.
So
I'm
pumped.
so happy right now.
Yes,
I feel
too.
so great. And next week.
Yes, I was ready to say, Gabs, let them know what next week is.
Monster Mania Con in Maryland. What is it called? Huntsville? Hunt Valley?
Huntsville. Hunt Valley? Is it Huntsville or Hunts Valley?
Hunt something, man. I don't know. It's outside Baltimore, you guys. Google it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, it's seriously almost 1 a.m. Horror Gamer and I are we're early birds.
Yes.
This is well past our bedtime. I mean, that's why there were so many giggles tonight. We're so tired. So if you want to know where the Monster Mania Con is it's Maryland. It's outside Baltimore. I don't know. Google it.
Yeah.
They have an app, actually. So if you download the app, I don't care.
Yeah. Don't do it right there. Just Google the shit. But no, your boy Horror Gamer is going to actually be there Friday, Saturday, and I'm leaving Sunday. And our hotel is actually the same hotel that this convention's in. So all we had to do was go downstairs.
I think we're like a block or two away.
Yeah, and I think and Gabby's coming up Saturday
the 25th. We will be there. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and then it's the big first ever meeting of Horror Haven LLC.
It's our Oprah moment.
Yes, it's our Oprah moment.
Moment. I swear to God, if you don't cry, I'm done with you.
Oh God! And then we'll walk around the con going.
No, I hate you.
But Gabs, I do got a special surprise for you when I see you. I got you a present.
Oh my God!
So be excited for that.
Is it jewelry?
Is it jewelry? Is it jewelry?
I'm kidding.
It's not jewelry, but it's something.
I think I know what it is.
I think you might know what it is, but
I bought new shoes to go with it, if it's what I'm thinking of.
Maybe. I know you're gonna want to post it on the socials when you get it. I'll tell you that.
Oh my God, you guys, be ready to be overwhelmed. There's gonna be a lot of photos.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. And I'm thinking maybe next week we can do a live from Monster Mania, Horror Haven LLC.
I mean, obviously.
I think that's gonna be next week's topic. I don't know. I mean, I've been thinking long and hard what we can do. And it just makes a little sense that why don't we just do the HorrorCon?
I think so.
Like, we'll get together and then we'll just like walk around the HorrorCon, and then it
doesn't have to be horror movies. We're just obsessed with horror. So
exactly.
Yeah, I think that.
And we could talk about some of like next week's episode, Horror Mania Con, and we're going to be talking about some of the experiences we had, some of the people we said hey to. Like your boy Horror Gamer is super hella interested in getting that photo op with Kane Hodder as Jason. That's my main thing. Yeah.
I just want to meet Joe Bob.
I'm excited for Joe Bob. I know Hellraiser's going to be there. What the fuck is his
that
name?
guy?
Yeah, he's going to be there.
Is
Pinhead.
He be in full makeup?
I don't know if he's going to be in full makeup. Freddy Krueger's going to be there.
He will not be in makeup. I believe they actually specified that on the website.
Because I know a lot of people were asking if he would be in makeup, because I think with Kane Hodder being in Jason full makeup, they wanted like a Freddy versus Jason kind of photo op. But Robert Englund's like, nah, fuck that. But there's good.
Them. I mean, I'm sure it takes a long time to get.
Oh my god!
So why would you want to if you don't want to?
And I think Kane Hodder's typically doing Uber Jason from Jason X because it's such an easier costume to get in and out of.
Yeah.
So I think he's doing Uber Jason, which is okay. I'm thinking about taking the Jason X and having him sign it. I don't know. We'll see. I got to go through my collection and decide what I want to take because there's going to be other people there as well. But I'm super excited, Gabs, to meet you in person and do a live pod at the Horror Mania Con. It's just going to be epic as shit.
Oh my god, we're going to have so much fun. I cannot wait.
I know. I am super, super excited for that. So, guys, check us out next week. Don't forget to come back. We gonna be live and in charge at this Horror Mania Con. It's going to be off the hook.
I'm so excited.
Oh my god, I am too. I cannot wait.
I can't believe it's a week away. I feel like it was like 5 years ago that we were like, I don't know if we can plan that far in advance. Like,
I know. Isn't it crazy? Like, we're literally 7 days away.
I know. I mean, at this point, it's 6 because we're well into Sunday morning at this point. But yeah.
6 days away.
I know.
I'm just, man. Now I guarantee though this work week's gonna go by slow as shit. But it is.
I'm gonna have no motivation at all. It's going to feel like the week before vacation that you don't want to do anything, and every day takes forever. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. I feel 100%. That's what it's gonna be like. But we'll get there. It's sooner before we know it though. It'll be here. But
you guys. Go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review.
Yeah, don't forget to leave us a 5-star review. I think we earned a 5-star. I don't know about you guys, but I think we earned a 5-star.
I always think we earn a 5-star. I'm not not an expert on this. I think we're amazing. So
yeah, I think so too. But
everybody else should.
Yeah, just 5-star it. But all right,
if you disagree, you should email us at horrorhavenllc@gmail.com.
Yeah, exactly. Tell us how much we suck there. But leave us the 5-star review.
Get me on a Monday when you send that email and find out what happens when I respond.
Yep, Monday morning. Try me. All right, horror. I think we had a hell of a good show today. Again, Gabs, thank you so much. It's good to be back.
Friend, I missed you so much. So happy.
I missed you too. I'm so happy we're back. I'm so happy Horror Haven LLC is back and live and in effect. So I missed all you guys. I love all you guys. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Hit us up on all our social medias. Gabs, you want to throw that at them one more time?
Slasher.tv, Horror Haven LLC. Instagram, Horror Haven LLC. Twitter, Horror LLC. Email us directly, horrorhavenllc@gmail.com, and join our Patreon crew at patreon.com/horrorhavenllc.
Beautiful. And I think with all that being said, Horror Horde, this is a good time as any. And until next time, this is your boy Horror Gamer saying, as always, Gabs,
don't fear the darkness.
Embrace it. And we got, guys, we love you. We love you so much.
We love you so much, you guys. Good night.
Good night. And we are out.
Bye.